Do you actually have a trading system? Well, if you don't, today I'm going to give you mine. Now, I know what you're thinking. Hey, Pepper, aren't you the guy who just focuses on trading discouragement? And yes, I am, because I believe in how critical overcoming discouragement is for traders. But just because we deal in the larger issues of trading mindset and above all, how to overcome trading discouragement doesn't mean I shouldn't be giving you the nuts and the bolts as well on specific day-to-day trading. Matter of fact, James talked about this in the Bible in chapter 2, verse 15. He says, if a brother or sister is naked and destitute of food, and one of you says to them, depart in peace and be warmed and filled, but you don't give them the things which are needed for the body, what does it profit? His point there is, if you see somebody that's struggling for a specific reason and you say, Jesus loves you, and just keep on going, you haven't done them any good. So today, we're going to focus on specific on how to improve your trading, starting with the most basic thing. Do you have a trading system? So if that's you, if you are in need of the most basic element, which is a system to start with, good news, I've got one for you. I can give you my system. I can give you the indicators. I can give you the rules. All you've got to do is just follow the link down in the description. It's also in the pinned comment. And I got it on the screen right here. And I'll be happy to email you for free my trading system. Like I said, the indicator, the rules, and the system itself, no problem. Now let's jump over to the computer and I'll show you the specifics of what I'm talking about. So here we are on my VPS, and let me show you my platform. I'm using MT5 from Darwinex. If you're not familiar with them, I've got a link right here where a video describing their service. I would recommend it to anybody. First and foremost, I am a swing trader, I am a daily chart trader, and I am a trend trader. And I would highly recommend, if you are struggling, if you're just starting out, if you are discouraged, if any of those is true about you, take a step back from the day trading, from all of the noise of options out there, and switch to the daily chart and swing trading until you get your feet under you, until you get comfortable and get some success under your belt, until you have something that you can stand on. I learned how to trade, how to build this system from a guy named VP, who has a fantastic YouTube channel out there called No Nonsense Forex. The basic premise is that you swing trade the daily chart following the trend. And that's one of the benefits of the indicators, because in the past I have heard people say, well, indicators are no good because they're lagging. Well, in this particular case, that's a good thing. You want them to be lagging. You want to wait for confirmation that a trend is happening and then jump in. Are you going to give up some money? Sure. If you want a reversal trade, or if you want to get in at the beginning, that's a whole different style of trading, and that's not what this is. And I would recommend, for those of you who are struggling, you've got to start somewhere. This is the easiest system to understand. It is the easiest system to follow because it has very simple, easy, and strict rules to follow. It's also a good system to use if you're trying to build discipline. Now you're looking at this chart and you're thinking, my goodness, there's a lot going on here. And I can see how that would be. But believe me, after trading it for just a few days, it's not a lot going on. The backbone of my system, the backbone, I think, of this system is what's called a baseline. And that is simply some line on your chart that says, if price is above this line, I am only going long. And if price is below this line, I am only going short. And I love the simplicity of that. When VP lists all of the different elements of your trading algorithm, that's what this is, right? An algorithm is just simply a checklist, a flow chart. Do this, 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 and then enter a trade. We all think of algorithms as automated, a computer, a system, and they are. But a computer is just doing those things, going A, B, C, D, yes or no. And I am also an algorithmic trader. I have a couple of trading algorithms that I have. I have one that I'll probably make available to you if anybody wants to subscribe to it here in a couple of months. But I love the simplicity of this system, and I will probably always continue to maintain this manual trading system. It takes me 5 minutes a day when I'm trading this thing. You get to the point where you can just blow through it pretty quickly. This starts with the baseline indicator, some line on your chart that says, if price is above it, I'm only going long, and if price is below it, I'm only going short. And I love that, because if you're struggling, if you're new, if you have any difficulty whatsoever, it cuts through all the noise and says, hey guys, let's just focus on this one thing. One of the best quotes I ever heard about how to be proficient at anything comes from Tom Colicchio from Top Chef 15 years ago, probably. And he was telling these chefs, guys, you're complicating things. Do one thing and do it well. Well, that is what I love about the baseline. The baseline says, guys, we're going to do one thing. Price is above, the baseline, we're going long. Price is below, we're going short. And it is so simple. Next step, once price is above or below a baseline, then we have to say, okay, how do we know when to get in? So that's when you look for your indicators that confirm whether or not a trend has happened. And that's basically it. The rest of it is just rules on how to get in and how to get out. Two indicators, a baseline, some line on your chart, a moving average usually, and then some indicator that says, hey, by the way, time to go long, time to go short. So this is my third version of a trading algorithm. And the thing that has made this one so unique is that instead of a line for my baseline, I actually have a channel. And I have found that this has helped me avoid a lot of the noise. I mean, look at this right here. See this sideways action? If you had a moving average going through this, you'd be constantly in, out, in, out, in, out. I sort of just stumbled across a post on some random forum that said that this guy was using a channel, 2 lines instead of 1 line as his baseline. And I thought that's beautiful. And that one, and this is what I love about trading. One simple element can make all the difference in the world. One simple change can open yourself up to a world of ease and success. The main element on the screen you see right here is this green line and this red line. So my baseline indicator is SSL. It's a free indicator you can find anywhere. I'll be happy to give it to you. My trend confirmation indicator is called Braid. It's the Braid filter. There's a couple of different versions of this. They all do about the same thing. There's a fantastic version on MT4 that instead of showing these colored bars on the bottom of your chart, it actually recolors the price bars, either red or green. That's even better. I haven't found the version for MT5, but if you have MT4, it's a fantastic version out there. And all this does is when this is green and I'm above the baseline, I go long. And when this is red and I'm below the baseline, I go short. And that's it. Everything else are just filters that I add to it. Now you're saying to yourself, hey, what are these colored bars here? Well, that right there, that is a supply and demand zone. And if you're VP and you're watching this, I'm so sorry. VP hates supply and demand zones. This is how I learned to trade, to swing trade is off of supply and demand, and I can't not see it, and therefore I can't not think about it. All I do is essentially use this as a reference. These are weekly supply and demand zones. This white dash line is just simply 1 ATR, average true range, away from the baseline. And that's it. This is my system in a nutshell. I've got a baseline indicator that tells me go long or short. I've got an indicator that comes along beside it and says that it confirms or doesn't confirm that a trend is happening. And I've got some rules that tell me the specifics of when and how to get in those trades. And that's about it. I have simplified this. Well, you should have seen the first version of this. It was like 5 or 6 indicators. It was just a nightmare. But for me, the simpler a system is to learn and use, the more likely you are to use it, and the more likely you are to stick with your rules. Like I said, there are 3 indicators here that I use, and there's about 5 rules, and that's it. And every day I open up my chart and I go through all the pairs, and I say, is there a new trend? Have I crossed the baseline? Does C1 confirm? Can I get to my first take profit before I hit one of these big weekly zones? And if so, look, here's a trade I got into this past week. So price crossed below the baseline, and it had already moved too far, so I had to wait. Well, the next day it pulled back to this little zone. All right, this just represents 1 ATR. That's all that is. So I got in here, and I got in there because I knew that I could hit my first take profit. It takes 2 positions, TP1 and a TP2 is not a set exit, but it's a trailing exit. So I said, can I get my first take profit before I hit this big weekly zone? That's what these are, they're weekly zones. So sure. So then, I had some drawdown on this, and then boom, yesterday it hit my first take profit. I moved my stop loss to break even. Now I'm playing with house money. I cannot lose on this trade anymore. I love that about this system. As soon as you hit that first take profit, you move your stop loss to break even. And yeah, if the price continues to run, you keep moving your stop loss day by day, locking in more and more profit. But the first thing you do is you lock in that first bit of profit, you move your stop loss to break even, and you take risk off the board. One of the main elements of this system is risk management. Well, one of the main elements of any system is risk management. Risk management and mindset are the 2 pillars that you stand on when it comes to trading. Honestly, any system will work. Almost every system will work if you have risk management and mindset down, discipline. most risk management systems you will hear about say, hey, don't ever risk more than, say, 2%, 5%, whatever that percentage is of your account at any one given time. So you say, okay, well, I've got 5% of my account at risk right now, but the minute you move your stop loss to break even, this trade comes out of the equation. You no longer count this trade when it comes to risk because you have no money. You have no money at risk, right? The worst that can happen is I make about a 5 pip win on this thing. Here's why I like Forex, especially for struggling traders and beginning traders. Your options are limited. When it comes to trading stock, there's like 5,000 stocks out there. I mean, how do you pick one, right? When it comes to Forex, there's 28. If you want to trade gold, fine, there's 29. You can easily cycle through everything there is to trade in 5 minutes. I do that every day. It's 5 minutes. Go click, 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 click. Do I have a trade? Most of the time it's no. And that's fine. Slow and steady wins this race. So every day I come through here and I cycle through. Is there anything to do here? No. Is there anything to do here? No. Is there anything to do here? No. All right, I love the fact that a lot of this action happens inside the channel. It's in no man's land. There's neither long nor short. And I know a lot of people look at this and say, yeah, but you're missing out on the beginning of this trend. Yes, you are. And that's what this system does. This system's entire reason is to take the middle third, the middle half out of a trend and potentially stay in a long trend. That's where the majority of the profits are made in those long runs. But it stays out of the noise. And I'm okay with that. There are plenty of systems that trade that noise, that trade those reversals. This is not that. I have one of those that I'm trading on with an automated system that trades reversals. That's not my primary system. This is my primary system. And again, I would highly recommend that if you are struggling, if you are discouraged, if you're just starting out, that swing trading, the daily chart, following a trend is the best way to develop trading discipline and to build a foundation to be a successful trader. All right, guys, well, there it is. That's my system. Again, if you want the specifics of all of the rules of how to use the indicators, go to the link that you see right here. It's on the pinned comment. It's in the description, and I'll be happy to email you the whole system. There's a whole separate video that's all the minutia of that particular system, and I'd be happy to send you the link to the video and the indicators that I use and the trading checklist chart, the actual flow chart that I use. Be happy to send all that to you for free. One thing I want to tell you, be very careful about expectations whenever you follow someone else's system. I'm giving you this system because when I was just starting out and when I was lost in the woods, I needed someone to give me something to start with, right? People can say, hey, build a system, do this, do that. The world is your oyster. Go out there and find anything. There's almost too many choices. You need something to start with, even if that is a system that you trade for a little while and move on from. Everyone needs a basis, a foundation to stand upon, and then build something of your own. Now, I would highly recommend learn this system and use this as a framework to build something of your own. Now, absolutely, you can trade this system the same way I do. We're never going to have the same results because our mindsets are all different. So I'm trying to give you what it was that I desperately needed when I was in your shoes. If you need someplace to start, here it is. And again, follow the link down in the description, the pinned comment, and I will send you all the specifics of this system. Also, if you would like to be part of our live trading room where I show you how I trade my system day by day, please just give me a comment down below and say the word live. And I will add you to the live trading room, and you can follow along and you can see how I do this thing in real time. If there's ever anything that I can do to help you with specifics like this, please let me know. We are here to serve traders. It's on our logo, Serving God, Serving Traders. I'm here to help you in any way that you need. Reach out to us at godlytrading.com. Be sure and watch this video next, and I'll see you all next time.